Forrest Lanning is the principal structural engineer for NDAP Consulting. He joins me now from San Francisco, and thanks for doing so. It's an important conversation given what's happened. I mean, when you look at the magnitude of damage to these towns and neighbourhoods, where do you, when you look at this, where do you even start when it comes to rebuilding?
Well, there's going to be a lot of insurance claims, and that's going to need to be sorted out individually. So every homeowner is going to have their own battle getting that done. But it's basically is going to be first removal of the debris. Debris of these types of disasters produce so much volume of debris, and that a system is going to need to be done to find out where they can safely deposit it and transport it. So that's going to be a huge operation in itself right off the bat.
And like, how long could it take to rebuild a town? I'm thinking like Mayfield in Kentucky, where the destruction just seems to have been almost total. I mean, are we talking years?
Absolutely years. It's going to be at least a few years to actually have some part of the city rebuilt, and because buildings are going to have to be demolished, cleared out. There's going to have to be insurance claims have to be sorted out. And then once that's done, they can start actually funding for new houses, new schools, or any other type of building. And they need to be designed also. So it's definitely a minimum of a few years.
Yeah. You know, there's so much sadness and tragedy in this, but when it comes to the rebuilding angle, is a situation like this, in a way, an opportunity to rebuild better, either stronger buildings, things like upgrading services, underground power, you know, even better neighbourhood layouts and things?
Absolutely. I worked on the Christchurch rebuild in New Zealand after the 2011 earthquake, and that was a great example also on how to rebuild, and it gave them an opportunity to build back better, build back more resilient, and also to change certain city planning aspects and urban design of their downtown area. So it is an opportunity for that, but you just have to really balance doing that, because building back greener or building back more resilient is going to cost more for construction costs. So you really have to balance that along with not getting in the way of actually people being able to build their houses back.
Yeah, it may cost a lot more in the beginning, but maybe it pays off longer term. I mean, I'm thinking Greensburg, Kansas, hit by a huge tornado in 2007. I think 90% of the town was destroyed. But it's interesting, in the years since, it's been held up as a model for building back green. I mean, what sort of changes could be smart environmentally?
Well, it's low carbon. Greenburg is a great example of doing that. But you have to also keep in mind is that I don't believe all the houses and all the residents have returned, so it's not at the same level of population as it was before. So that needs to be taken into account. But getting greener materials is one thing, but you also have to take into account if you can't transport materials as from far away, because that's a higher carbon footprint. So there's a lot of different aspects that need to be thought through on designing your buildings. You got to make sure that all the materials you're using are locally available.
What would be the priorities then to build a different, better town or neighbourhood? And I guess what are the potential road bumps as well? Regulation, red tape and so on. What are the priorities?
I think the priorities is the ones that we can actually tackle right now. Is we can build back greener. We can build back to be a more friendly, user-friendly city. Building back stronger in the respect of withstanding or being resilient to tornadoes is going to be the biggest challenge, because these are extreme events. I mean, no house is going to be able to withstand, 200-mile-an-hour winds, even 150-mile-an-hour winds, unless you're building a concrete bunker with no windows. Property damage is going to happen. Now, and to save lives is that they need a program for evacuation and alerting system, but to minimize or reduce or eliminate property damage is going to be the biggest hurdle from tornadoes.
It's a fascinating and important discussion, as I said, and I know Christchurch, and I know the work that was done there, and hopefully this might be an opportunity as well when the dust settles. Forrest Lanning with NDAP Consulting. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Great. Pleasure to be on here.